There is an unelected billionaire who should not and will not have a greater voice than the working people of Wisconsin.
After doing everything in his power to influence the Supreme Court election in Wisconsin, including giving comically oversized million-dollar checks to randos, Elon did not get his way as the Democrat won by nearly 10%. I don't know about you guys, but this sure looks like a mandate to me. This race was seen as a canary for the midterms, a litmus test to see how the country is leaning, and it looks like we're leaning more to the left than a backslash, and the coping and seething on the Republican side has already begun. Even before the election, they were busting out their age-old excuse, George Soros. An excuse they don't seem to realize doesn't work as well now that they have Elon on their side.
But it shouldn't be lost on your viewers that George Soros has poured millions of dollars in, and the Democratic governor of Illinois, the state to the south of Wisconsin, has also poured millions in. Why? Because the left wants to drive forward a radical agenda. In the state of Wisconsin, we're concerned about parental rights, school choice, voter integrity. And that is why in Wisconsin we're working so hard to get Brad Schimmel on the court.
I looked at the numbers. When it comes to George Soros, he's donated $2 million to the Wisconsin State Democratic Party this cycle. Just by comparison, you're looking at $19 million, more than $19 million for Elon Musk and affiliated groups, is why I asked specifically about that.
Any mention of Elon Musk's money influencing the election, and their eyes glaze over like you just asked them a math question. Musk was very unshy when it comes to supporting Brad Schimmel in this election. Seeing as Judge Crawford won, the Democrats maintain a 4-3 control of the court. Elon wasn't exactly shy about the fact that they've identified this as a must-win for the Republicans.
Well, the reason tonight's elections are so important is that the judge race will decide whether the Wisconsin districts get redrawn. They're going to try to gerrymander Wisconsin to remove 2 Republican seats. And as you know, the House is currently Republican by a razor-thin margin, which means that losing this judge race has a good chance of causing Republicans to lose control of the House. If you lose control of the House, there will be nonstop impeachment hearings. There will be nonstop hearings and subpoenas. And they're going to do everything possible to stop the agenda that the American people voted for when they voted for President Trump with a popular vote and the House and the Senate in November. They're going to do everything possible to stop the president's agenda.
Well, boy, that sure does sound like a good thing to me. Now that Judge Crawford won, I hope that all of Elon Musk's biggest fears come true. But now, after the race has already been decided, the Republicans are trying to say that the Democrats somehow gave her a financial upper hand. Here's another one of the judges on the Wisconsin Supreme Court completely blasting Crawford for being bought and paid for by the Democrats.
I'm really personally and professionally disappointed that Judge Schimmel lost to Judge Crawford. I think it's going to result in terrible consequences for the state of Wisconsin and for the state of the judiciary. My 4 colleagues have politicized our court in a terrible manner. They make political decisions all the time. They rule 100% for the Democratic Party in every case that's presented to them. We had an opportunity to return the court to what it should be, which is deciding cases under the law. And unfortunately, we're simply going to see more politicization of the judiciary. I also think the way Judge Crawford ran her race was disgusting. She slandered a good man, Judge Schimmel. We saw this last time against Justice Kelly. It's really sickening. And I hope next time the people will see through the lies that misportray good people in these ads. It's a terrible thing to happen to the state.
Why do you think Schimmel lost at the end of the day?
I think that we saw a ridiculous amount of money come in to this election, and I always defend the right of anybody to participate in speaking in elections, and of course that takes money to do it. But when you see $100 million plus being spent on one state Supreme Court race, that is telling you that the Democratic Party is buying another justice, just like they did with Justice Protasewicz. It needs to stop. Otherwise, there is no point in having a court. This is what the legislature is supposed to do, to make political decisions based on policy. That is not what a court's supposed to do, and unfortunately, we're going to see this happening for at least the next several years.
How are you feeling about working with Susan Crawford on the Wisconsin Supreme Court?
I'm not looking forward to working with her because I think she's, as they have accused us of, and it's simply not true, she is bought and paid for by the Democratic Party. I challenge her to rule one time against the Democrats. I haven't seen that yet from any of my liberal colleagues. But having said that, I will work with her like I've worked with all of my other colleagues and get the work done.
Yeah, I'm sure this lady always votes against the Republicans. Did you guys catch that little trick there? She said that hundreds of millions of dollars are being spent to influence this election. So that just goes to show you how the Democrats are buying a seat. Ma'am, those hundreds of millions of dollars didn't all come from the Democrats. In fact, most of it didn't come from Democrats and was not spent on Crawford. I seriously cannot believe that they're trying to act like the Republicans aren't politicizing this election. The illusion of an apolitical judiciary has been completely thrown out the window. And these Republicans are just butthurt that they spent all this money to lose. And they're hating the fact that nobody is letting them change the narrative and point the finger at George Soros and J.B. Pritzker for being the billionaires who are influencing the election. Check out Jake Tapper pushing back against the former Wisconsin governor when he tries to lie about who really had the big money here.
Do you think that was compelling?
I think it's an interesting tactic. It's a little Saul Alinsky-ish in the sense that you've got George Soros and J.D. Pritzker and Reid Hoffman and all these billionaires who've spent far more than Musk did in this, and now pointing and say, well, wait a minute.
I don't think they spent on this. They didn't.
Well, collectively, if you look at all the money from outside that was given to her, again, 77% of it came from out of state, only 15% came from Schimmel, and collectively, a number of the analysis showed.
I'm just saying, like in terms of the money from
individually,
J.B. Pritzker.
But if you look at the whole outside money that came from out of the state, it's clearly.
But you don't think it was a referendum on Musk at all, though?
Oh, I think it had a part of it. I think there are a lot of different issues. I think.
Okay, let's take a look at what Walker says and add up all the money. If you add up all of the blue bars that you see on the screen right now, it wouldn't even make up half of the amount of money that Elon Musk alone put in, ignoring the fact that the next two biggest donors after Elon Musk are also Republicans. This loss for Elon is so embarrassing that even Kamala Harris decided to crawl out from wherever she's been hiding for the last 6 months and give us a short little congratulations along with a message for Elon Musk.
Hi, Wisconsin, to all of you. I just wanted to pop by to say thank you. You all are just extraordinary. You love our country. You care. You are making such extraordinary sacrifices on behalf of so many people, on behalf of communities, on behalf of people you may never meet. And I just say thank you. There is an unelected billionaire who should not and will not have a greater voice than the working people of Wisconsin.
Looks like Elon can take this shit off now. We all know he's not a real cheesehead. He cares for the people of Wisconsin about as much as he cares for his own children. Public sentiment has really fully flipped on Elon. There seems to be something of a push and pull over who's really running the show here. Maybe we get lucky and the whole thing self-destructs like two tsunamis hitting each other. I'm Tony Hinderman with Really American, and I'll catch you next time.